Hello and welcome along to Dublin and Energia Park, where this afternoon we have first round action in the Leinster Senior Cup. It's Clongowes College that take on Belvedere College. These are the biggest days of rugby in Schoolboy Union, and there's been plenty of history in this competition for both schools, having lifted the trophy a combined 21 times between them. The school from Denmark Street North have won the cup 12 times, the most recent coming in 2017. As for the school in Clane, it's closely followed with 9 victories. 2020 was a joint cup triumph with Newbridge College, and before that it was back in 2011. Well, what an atmosphere today, and I'm delighted to be joined in commentary by rugby writer John O'Sullivan. John, these are special days for the school, but also the first round of the cup.
Absolutely, as you can tell, the noise here is pretty strong at the moment. Schools Cup rugby, the colour, the noise, the pageantry, painted faces, songs, a season's work basically distilled into 70 minutes for some. When you think of it, 8 of the squads will play 70 minutes in the cup. They'll have got up, like every player will have got up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym, to do all the things that the other schools do, and only one squad gets winners' medals. It's a tough station, but I don't think anybody would swap it. And certainly looking forward to the first of the 8 first-round ties that we have. When you look at it, Gonzaga are the defending champions, won their first title last year, successfully defended the league title, which they've won, I think, 6 of the last 7 years. Blackrock and Michaels were, along with Gonzaga, were both suppliers to the Leinster schools, under 18 and under 19 Interpro winning teams. So there's a lot of quality, but also on display today there's a couple of players on each side who are part of those Leinster successes, if you like.
But I suppose when you walk into first year and play rugby, these is what you dream of, to get there in front of the schools, in front of all the day, particularly the Sunday match as well. They're all out in force.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's one of those things that until you experience an occasion like this, you're never quite sure how players are going to react. You can do all the training, you can prep all you like, but on a day like today, and we're sitting here and we're sitting at a high level and we can see how windy it is.
Okay, well, as I mentioned, the crowds are there, and let's hear from both schools. Well, there you go, as the decibel rises. Let's have a quick look at the two teams then. Matthew Wright's Clongowes are captained by the number 8, and Conor Leaset has already played at this level before, featuring in the Cup last year. Loosehead prop Max Doyle is also one to look out for. He has Leinster Schools honours to his name. His twin brother Ross also features today at inside centre. Two men both raised in Kilkenny. Cal MacDonald has shifted from centre to out half this year and will look to make things tick for Clongowes. Gavin Keane is at full back for the Skull and Clane. There you go, John, that's the first side in Clongowes. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Max Doyle is one of their rep players, and Dermot Collins comes with a big reputation as well. So they will look for their leaders. Conor Leaset obviously is captain. And it'll be interesting to see. I'm just looking down. There's a very strong wind here. So it'll be interesting to see what way the teams play, who gets the benefit of that. You can't just simply hoof it down the pitch because it's quite difficult to control it. But certainly the conditions will play a part.
Yeah, if we look there, Max Doyle, but also at 10. It's a big afternoon for Cal MacDonald. As I've said, he's shifted in 10, but he's had a good season so far, but he's a ball player and a distributor at 10. Yeah,
I think the experience of having played last year, having that knowledge will stand to him. Obviously a slightly different role and more responsibility this year. I mean, the halfbacks make a team tick, and he's got his game management skills will be tested.
Yeah, and the two wingers there, Thomas Strickland and Ed Williams, also plenty of gas.
Yeah, absolutely, and it'll be interesting to see. Clongowes sides are always very well drilled, and more often than not, the sum of the parts kind of transcends just individual players.
As they move round in front of their crowd and do the formalities with that usual run they've done over the last couple of years. Well, what about Belvedere College? They also have brothers in their squad, with both Killian and Ryan McCann locking down the second row. Ryan captains his side and started in the Cup against St Michael's this time 12 months ago. Harry Goslin, one of a number of fourth years in the team, spearheads the pack from number 8. And two men from Castleknock are at 9 and 10 for Belvedere, in Matthew Doyle and Finn Byrne. One of the standout names is at 12 with Andre Ryan. He was Irish under-19s last year, and currently under-19s, under-18s the year before that this year, and is very highly rated. And someone we will talk about straight away is Andre Ryan. He's a class act.
Yeah, I suppose Belvedere will be expecting big things of him. You can expect him to carry a lot of ball. Obviously, Hugh Fitzgerald has Interpro experience as well, so those two players would be keen to see them play in the back line. Andre Ryan, like you said, comes with a big reputation, so hopefully we get a chance to see him at his best today.
Yeah, and Ryan McCann in with his brother. It must be a great day for the family.
It is, yeah. I'm sure if you're parents of two boys playing today, you're pretty nervous. Obviously, it's great for the family.
And their coach, Phil Warako, he's been there and done that. 4 finals in a row, 2 wins over the last couple of years, a wee while ago now, but he knows what it's all about, Cup rugby.
Yeah, he certainly knows how to prepare a team, and he's prepared, as you say, he's prepared winning teams. I think, like most coaches, you'll just hope that the team goes out and does themselves justice. That's all you ask for, that the kids go out, give their best, and once they do that, you can have there'll be no recriminations afterwards, or there'll be no thoughts of anything else other than the fact that you want the team to be able to function at their best.
Belvedere, of course, as I say, winning that trophy in 2016 and 17. But 6 years is a long time, but you talked about it at the start. It's so competitive to get their hands, even through the first, second round into that semi-final. It's so difficult.
You're never quite sure on a day like today. When you look at the numbers involved, the team structures, the way you play, you need everything to go well from the get-go between two of the Elite Six, if you like, schools here. So it's a huge game for both schools, and it's a tough contest. Both teams will be looking to make a fast start to the game. It's cliched, but that's exactly what you're looking to do. For players, for individuals within the teams, it's get your hands on the ball, do something positive early on, make a good decision, good kick, good pass, good break, that sort of thing. Make a good tackle, warm your shoulders, do something positive in the early stages of the match.
And for some of these people, they'll go on maybe play for Leinster, and if they're very, very lucky, Ireland. But for other players, this could be the biggest day of rugby they face and will face.
Yeah, very much so, and you will see, like we've talked about some of the players that played Interpro and representative rugby. but there will be new stars in the Leinster School Senior Cup this year. There will be young boys who will come through, who will kind of star on this stage, who will stand out on this stage, and they won't necessarily be the players that we have talked about now. So it's a wonderful opportunity, and we will have some new faces and new stars, and they to go with the marquee names that we've already spoken about who've played representative rugby.
Well, these schools have produced so much talent, the likes of Dan Shane, Tagburn, and then for Belvedere, of course, Cian Healy, Ian Keatley. But there's plenty of others as well, you know. They seem to just produce more and more.
Yeah, very much so. There's long, proud history in both schools of producing Irish internationals of recent vintage and going all the way back. I think for the players that play in today's match, everything is all about today. It's like a tiny microcosm. Nothing else matters, nothing that's gone before, nothing that comes after. For 70 minutes today, it defines their life for those 70 minutes. And it's huge, huge pressure. And sometimes, you know, you look at them and you can see the faces before a game is start. They're tight, they're taut, and you just hope for all 30 players that start the match and those that come on that they get an opportunity to do something, to be at their best. And then whoever wins, wins after that.
And that's why it's crucial, as you say, because of the pressure. The guys, the couple of players on each side that have been here before know what it's all about, and they're going to help the youngsters.
Absolutely, very, very, very important, and particularly when you're looking at key positions. Often, when you're looking at a set piece, maybe a hooker, the out half, the full back, the place kicker. If they have played here before, if they have played in matches like this, it is a help, definitely, and they can bring their teammates along. Leadership comes in many forms. One of it is verbal. The other thing is in what you do. And you get different types of captains as well who lead by example. And it's also knowing for those players as well not to overdo it. And sometimes you see that as well in these matches where players just do a little bit too much and don't do the simple things. Try to kind of do too much. And it's not always to the betterment, if you like, of their team.
Well, the sun is shining down on us in Dublin here. Of course, the pitch is beautiful and immaculate as always, and we are probably expecting, I don't want to curse it, John, but plenty of tries and plenty of running rugby.
Yeah, I think, and that's the hope we have, certainly. I think it'll be tailored a little bit. Like I say, there's a gusting wind, so yeah, we will, fingers crossed that we'll get the game we hope for.
Well, here we go. Clongowes led out by Conor Lycett, the captain. Can play across the back row at 6, but today he is at 8. Came on against St Michael's this time 12 months ago and scored a try. He'll be hoping to make some big carries this afternoon. And they seem to be enjoying it early on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Clongowes are famous for the slow walkout down in front of their supporters. Both schools do. Many schools do it now. And they have their fans serenade them before the start of the game. The players get that adrenaline buzz. It's interesting, Belvo have made them wait a little bit by the looks of it.
Yeah, a few early tactics as we wait for Belvedere College.
Here they come.
And they are on cue. Their fans actually closer to where the changing rooms are. And it will be the man from Clontarf in the second row, Ryan McCann, the 6th year and captain, to make the long walk out here with his troops behind him. Some big boys following.
Yeah.
Wouldn't like to be out there myself, John.
They seem to be getting bigger and bigger every year, the players. And I'm thinking specifically of Alan Spicer, who's in the 20s this year, a year young, 6'10".
Well, it was 2017 the last time these two sides met in the Cup. Belvedere coming out on top. We'll see how that pans out 7 years later. And what happens? Andrew Cole is the man in the middle today. A fine referee. Knows these parts very well, coming out of Old Wesley. Actually played his rugby here as well, his youth rugby, and then took on to officiating and seems to be going further and further. Did the final in Rugby Europe only last month, so knows what he's all about. And it will be Belvedere to get us underway. They're in the black and white, and Clongowes are in the purple and white. Pretty hard to tell, but we'll get there, John.
We will, yeah. The last thing both teams want is any delay here. It's like that adrenaline rush, and now it's evaporating a little bit.
So away we go. Leinster Schools Cup first round has kicked off. Finn Byrne goes long, gets his team making some early tackles. Leasit getting in the action straight away as Clongowes look to get out of there with an exit. John Paul Murphy at 9. He will go by the name JP for this afternoon. Good early tester, but well taken at the back from Belvedere. Hugh Fitzgerald. And what can they do? Playing their cards first. Byrne thinks about something different. The Clongowes well on their guard as JP gets back to his position and asks for a couple of runners, and good sleight of hand there from Matthew Ruddy. The ball wasn't protected. Belvedere straight on top. Their captain goes forward, exactly what he would have wanted on his team. Byrne, what are his options? Shovels it on to Dylan Lord, but Clongowes with the first turnover on the floor. Andrew Cole just wants to settle it all down. That's a good early win from the Clane side.
Yeah, Belvo were bright in their start to the match. They did well in the first couple of breakdowns, but Dermot Collins got in there for Clongowes to force the penalty, and they'll be happy enough. It's good to see that Finn Byrne trying that little chip over the top. You want him to vary the game. So that was, it's nice to see that there's some variation to what they're trying to do.
Vice captain Dermot Collins just back from injury, and a big boost for the school. Hugo O'Leary goes to the front. Back in his right paw, O'Leary. Clongowes look for an early wheel and a bit of momentum. Sacha Byrne adding his ballast as JP calls the shots, but have Belvedere sniffed at that? And one turnover brings another. Good maul called, and it'll be Belvo that just gets stuck in, tough as teak, and get the scrum.
Yeah, having conceded the first 5 or 6 metres off the line-out drive, Belvedere will be very happy to have held that line-out maul up and got the turnover in possession.
Cagey opening 3 minutes.
Yeah, teams feeling each other out. Like I say, Finn Byrne with that little chip over the top, the Belvedere out half, just looking to check the line speed of the Clongowes defence, and both teams going hard at the breakdown as well. So it promises to be an interesting first 10 minutes. Part of the feeling out process, but once the game settles into a rhythm, hopefully we'll get to see some good rugby. I think we've a blood injury.
Last time out, both sides actually lost to Gonzaga just over the last couple of weeks. 19-15 and 26-24. So that tells you how close this could well be. Gonzaga, of course, holders of this competition. Over the last couple of years, seem to be building something pretty special at that school. Matthew Doyle, as the scrum pops up, looks like Doyle will play it though, and Byrne goes for the cutout ball, and there is plenty of space. Good lines of running. Straight away, Gordon Barr. Again, looking to play with that second pod. Harry Goslin. Byrne, nice and flat. Shipping it on to his number 2, and Marcus McCarthy. Again, challenging that gain line. But what a tackle from the wider channels. Thomas Strickland. Actually born in Malta. Been in Ireland a long time, has Strickland. Doing a fine job early on defensively. It's Matthew Smith pumps the legs. Still there for Belvedere College. As Doyle sends it into the afternoon sky. Pretty good take from Collins. And Clongowes look to build once more. JP outside of the boot. And what a cracker that is. 50-22 if I make it.
Yep. That was it was interesting contrast there. You look at Belvo going through 6 or 7 phases, working hard for about half a dozen meters. Clongowes get the turnover from the kick, and they get a 50-22, and they're playing territory and very smart rugby, and a lovely kick from Ross Adams, the centre.
Yeah, Ross Adams has played last year as a fourth year. Moving positions from the wing to outside centre, and a talented footballer. As O'Leary came up through the ranks at Clongowes, has started all year, has had a pretty good few months. As Byrne plucks it out of the air, and his team look to march forward. They're going closer to that touchline at the moment, but can they angle it? You can hear JP from here as he barks the orders to his pack. Good repel again from Belvedere. They had that defensive ball sussed.
Yeah, there was an opportunity for Clongowes to play it there. I think they'll be pretty disappointed. They made life a little bit difficult for themselves by going so close to the touchline. They had to be very careful, and they had to check their momentum ever so slightly to try and make sure they didn't go into touch. And by doing that, they allowed Belvo to get in on the ball, and Belvedere did extremely well to kind of force the scrum turnover.
I suppose the biggest bit of history between these two, played each other in one final back in 1926, 10-9. Clongowes come out on top that day, but there was a bit of...
Oh.
As we wait for the scrum first, and a good penalty. There's a few dodgy dealings that day with time added on and a last-minute conversion. And Clongowes come out with the cup a long time ago now, John.
Well, I was going to say, I'd like to point out I wasn't there at the match. It feels like I've been around for a long time. But referee Andrew Cole penalising, I think it was might have been Ben Murray, the tight head, for losing his feet from under him. And Clongowes have elected to go to the corner.
Yeah, Callum MacDonald does his job. Actually had a lot of his schoolboy rugby in South Africa at Rondebosch Boys High School. O'Leary again, rolls repeated, Byrne straight away in the head guard, but it's back with the number 2. And they're getting closer, looking to strike first, or Clongowes. And they must be over. The referee says they are, and Hugo O'Leary gets the ball rolling. And Clongowes start pretty hot.
Yeah, beautifully constructed line-out maul, very good, very tight, ball well protected, good driving from the players in front, and very, very solid, and gave Hugo O'Leary a quite straightforward opportunity to just touch down.
Very compact in there.
Yeah, that was probably the best line-out maul that they've had, and they got it at the right time. When they went to the corner, it kind of validates the decision to kick to the corner, and they've come away with 5 and potentially 7.
As MacDonald lines up his first conversion. His dad actually an old Clongolian as well.
Probably not the time to ask your place kicker if he wants the ball held. They normally signal if they want. Here you go.
A few wind issues here as JP is told to make sure it's secure. Third time lucky, as you say, John.
Yeah, he now has to just remain very composed, go through his routine, take his time.
Under that pressure, with all the distraction, couldn't ask for a better strike. And full complement of points to Clongowes and make it 7.
That's superb, absolutely superb, to stay in the moment, to trust your technique and not to panic and rush it. Really, really good.
Finn Byrne, I see, from Castleknock, came up through the system at St Bridget's GAA, as did his scrum half partner in Matthew Doyle. Those two know each other very well. It's their opposite scrum half, and JP has had more of the ball in the opening 10 minutes. Again, Murphy just testing Fitzgerald. Max Doyle getting stuck in. Doyle will need it quicker than that. Hands all over it. Byrne to a man that also was involved last year. Not rolling away. Good carry from Ben Merry.
I think that Belvedere were slightly fortunate on the last ruck. I thought that Clongowes got a lift on the ball, but certainly there was no argument there. Player not rolling away. Penalty.
Ben Merry was a sub last year. Just came up a wee bit short, so they did against St Michael's College this time. 12 months ago did Belvedere, and as for Clongowes, they won their first match with a replay at Terranure, and then again St Michael's too good for them.
It's good to see that the Belvedere hooker Marcus McCarthy is getting plenty of encouragement from the Clongowes supporters over that side of the ground.
All friendly, of course, no doubt. McCarthy not straight, well, so he'll need to put that wee blip behind him.
Yeah, you can also see, Stuart, you can see how strong the wind is. You know, that kick into the corner from Belvo probably got 15 metres out of the kick. So definitely Clongowes have the elements behind them in the first half. I'm basing that on looking across the trees in the distance as well.
Clongowes, they've won 7 out of 13 games this year. As for Belvedere, their winning ratio's in around 30%. Murphy. Good lines of running inside centre. Ross Doyle. And then on to Luke Murtagh. As the caterpillar is set, and the same role. Murphy certainly got his box kicking on the money. But again, that's a couple of not rolling away from Clongowes, too eager, giving Andrew Cole no option and a very simple penalty to Belvedere.
Yeah, I think it's a very good point. I think JP Murphy's box kicking has been very good, and the kick it's only as good as the kick chase, and the kick chase has been excellent. Hugh Fitzgerald has been very brave under it for Belvedere. He's done well, but certainly he won't want to be receiving another half dozen of those kicks and 3 players at the same time for the rest of the half.
JP's brother Joe played 9 last time Clongowes played Belvo in the Cup in 2017, and Joe was a fine player. He got 3 years at Cup level. Now his brother doing the stuff. Again, McCarthy just line out going astray. It's Leeson doing the dirty work. Not quite sure what that was for. Was it hands again, John?
I think it might have been offside. The line-out throw went off of Belvedere's player's head, so the referee called play on, and he penalised for Clongowes for something that ensued. Belvedere going to the corner, and a pretty good opportunity inside the Clongowes 22.
Yeah, first real time they've been properly in the 22, Belvedere, and there's a bit of wind, and they seem to be playing into it. As Ben Murray wanders over to his teammate in McCarthy, giving him a wee bit of encouragement. Killian McCann, the Wari customer, wins the line out. And then McCarthy Head down and rumbles on. When will Matthew Doyle decide it's his time for the backs to dance? Not just yet. Got to get it away. It's Clongowes. And they're being the pests this time. Seemed to do it all on his own. Max Doyle. And I suppose the man from Kilkenny, he was with Leinster schools last summer, strutted his stuff there.
Brilliant play from Max Doyle. Belvedere looked like they had got the line-out maul going forward, and it was well constructed. But Max Doyle, just a little bit of a break, forced a break, if you like, got through, kept his bind, and got onto the ball carrier and did superbly to kind of stop it in its tracks and win the turnover.
Yeah, Max was captain at JCT level at number 8, so it shows the versatility. You know, maybe the older they get, the bigger they get, the coaches decide where they want to put them.
Yeah, he wouldn't be the first player who played at number 8 and ended up at loosehead prop. I think Peter Dooley for Leinster, when he was playing youth rugby, played number 8. I think Jack Ainger played a bit of number 8 as well, the Connacht tight head prop. So it's not an unfamiliar switch, if you like.
See John O'Donoghue in there for Clongowes, forwards coach. He's done 9 years at the school. CBC before that, and he would have been a happy man with that first maul, and that's credit to him. You know, that's how they got their first score.
Yeah, I mean, I think the game has been a little bit stop-start. I love the fact that Andrew Cole has tried to get the game flowing, and that both teams are driving up a little bit in the scrum, but he's let the play continue, which I think is a good thing. There's nobody getting much of an advantage in that aspect of the game, so letting it flow is a good thing. You just look for a little bit more continuity in terms of the teams to see what they're about and what they have. What we have at the moment is a few penalties, line-out mauls, obviously one that led to a try for Clongowes, Hugo O'Leary, and then Belvo having a couple of opportunities of their own to establish some position and possession, if you like, which hasn't quite borne the same fruit. I'm obviously going to put the commentator's curse on this next scrum, where somebody will transgress and be penalised, but in fairness to Andrew Cole, he's tried to let the game flow.
So Clongowes deep inside their own 22. More importantly, have the scrum. They're going forward. Off the trusted right peg of McDonald. That's a good 35 metres gained. Exactly what his forwards would have looked up and said, fair play to you.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you want to see. You want to be moving forward. Probably hope for a little bit more, but they'll take that given where he kicked the ball from. So it's out of immediate danger, we'll say.
It's actually last year, these two last played each other in Cabra. Clongowes winning. Close enough at that time. We've got some defending to do. This time, Belvedere break out. Doyle has got them round the corner. The skipper says, follow me, in Ryan McCann. And then it's the prop, but it's been intercepted. It's that man, McDonald. Straight downtown. A bouncing ball. Giving Gordon Barr no real choice to get down on it. Industrious from the winger. Battle still on the floor. We go again with Belvedere. Byrne. The old school Gary Owen. Keane can't take that in the full, but then he somehow regathers it. Bit of juggling, and the hands are good. Flicked on to Matthew Ruddy. Not only good in the tight, but shows he's got plenty of skills. Just about flat that ball from McDonald. Murphy, again, crisp delivery. Who's up next? It's Max Doyle. And then standing at first receiver is Ross Doyle. Two brothers working in tandem. Belvedere tried to sniff at the ball, but you can see what Conor Lee said actually points there. He thinks about 3 points. Good rugby.
Yeah, good rugby. Well played from a trio of, if you like, Clongowes players. Gavin Keane, Callum MacDonald obviously with the initial intercept, and Ross Doyle as well. Good footwork from the centre and fullback Gavin Keane. to get them the field position, if you like, and they've won a penalty, which MacDonald looks like he's going to take on from about 30 metres. A little less, maybe.
Yeah, we've already seen his prowess off the tee with that conversion.
Doesn't look like he... I was going to say, he doesn't look like he needs a holder this time.
We'll see if he can follow it up. Again, the strike is really true. And the scoreboard keeps ticking as Clongowes make it 10 and just gradually increase the lead.
Yeah, I mean, there's the old cliche about how much is the wind worth, how much is the breeze worth. Certainly, if you look at it from this perspective, Clongowes will be very happy with their start to the match. 10 points to the good. And they've taken their opportunities. That's, I suppose, the difference between the sides if you look at it based on the first 17 minutes of the game.
Acrobatically caught. Top work from Leeset. Initially the go forward was good, but left the ball behind him. How about that from Leeset?
Yeah. Now again, it's important that Belvedere, if nothing else, manage to get some continuity and rhythm to their game from here. Try and put Clongowes under pressure. They need to make a statement. They've got very good field position from here, a couple of metres outside the 22, and you'd like to see what sort of strike move they have here. You'd suspect that they will go to their backs from this, and be interesting to see what they can produce.
Yeah, Phil Wariako, he'll want a riposte from his team. Been coached at the school on and off for 10 years. Spent a bit of time in Russia as well, coaching rugby, but back the last 3 years. And in off his wing, Gordon Barr. Good strong driving from Ben Merry. Did well to pick it up off the ankles. Harry Gosling doesn't look a fourth year. Byrne has the options in. Dylan Lord. Now they come back to this open side. But smash back is McDermott. First real sign of Andre Ryan. Haven't seen the classy operator with too much ball in hand. Plenty of time to go though, as Doyle has to pick up the pieces. Again, the bounce off the floor. Gosling working the spindle fibres. As Ryan again in quick succession gets his hands on the ball. McCann just trying to work different options and get the ball away, but it's his opposite man in Matthew Ruddy. It got his mitts on it, and another turnover for Clongowes Wood.
Very patient, pick the right moment to go in and contest the ball, but Belvedere will be disappointed. On three occasions during those phases of possession, Clongowes were very narrow in defence, and Belvedere didn't appreciate that they had numbers up out wide, and they continued to hammer it up kind of at closer range. And I think if they had their time over again, or were able to appreciate where the space was, there was space on the outside for Belvedere. It's something that they have to look to. You have to have a little bit of courage to play as well. And I think that they had opportunities there, like I say, on 2 or 3 occasions where they had numbers.
Matthew Ruddy from Meath. His brother used to play a couple of years ago at Clongowes. Ruddy is 6th year. Can also play in the front row, and maybe we've seen where he likes the tight and gritty work in there.
Yeah, I mean, I must single out as well Ben Merry for his work. Great carry there, got them into the 22, gave them momentum. But if you look at where the penalty turnover came, it came further out, if you like, from the Clongowes line. So for all the phases that they played, they didn't make any inroads. In fact, they went backwards from there.
McDonald with the cannon. Also have the advantage of the wind with him, which is a big boost for him and his team so far. But their tails are very much up. The only try scorer of this game with the ball in hand, and Hugo O'Leary. Is, of course, nephew of Michael O'Leary. No doubt he'll be watching on. Byrne, he seems to be the main line-out man, and McDonald tries to work the backs and out the back door. And they're still going. Has that ball just been lost forward? Certainly has. Ross Doyle. A bit of class there, and one last pass, and it could have been one of the great scores.
Yeah, my first impression was that it was a Belvedere hand that knocked it backwards, that intercepted the pass. So I'm not sure if we're going to get a replay of this, and I could be mistaken. But Andrew Cole has given the scrum to Belvedere, and they'll be relieved. Good work again from the Clongowes backline. In particular, I think it was Ross Adams and Ross Doyle combining well there. Some nice offloads, and yeah, first bit of good back play we've seen so far.
Better scrum from Belvedere College. And Ryan just steamrolling defenders out of the way. Grew up in Clontarf as they go and push it into the Clongowes half, and Gavin Keane. Did he same him in the outside arc? This time he uses his teammates. Yeah. And there were numbers to exploit, but the skill level just let them down the wider channels.
Yeah, I suppose if you look at it, Gavin Keane might, if he had his time again. There was a little bit of space in the backfield there. They didn't have numbers, if you like. The Belvedere defence was up, and it was kind of man on man, and there was a little bit of space in behind, and there was room to push the ball through on the ground, and kind of that might have been a better option. But you know, you can't criticise them for trying, and you certainly can't criticise them for keeping the ball in hand. That time, maybe a different option might have been the better one.
So Matthew Wright, the happier of the coaches so far. Of course, played in a Schools Cup himself, lost in a final, so he knows what these days are all about. 10 years at Clongowes, worked under a certain Noel McNamara, and then more recently Pat Kenny, but working with, I know, it's very young in his age, but Noel McNamara, look at where he's gone on. You know, he's won a cup himself as well. Yeah,
he's not doing too badly, is he? A Grand Slam with the Irish 20s. Obviously, he's the current Bordeaux attack coach, and we're going to see 4 of his backline probably play for France on Friday night in Marseille. Louis Belvedere, Damien Penaud, and the halfbacks Maxime Loukou and Mathieu Jalabert.
2011 was McNamara's win against. We'll just get back to the game. Good catch and take, and talking about old school rugby, stick it in the air and catch it. Well dealt with in the backfield from Clongowes. 15-15. Fitzgerald, he's not kicking. He goes for a hitch kick. Just gets brought down in midfield. Up pretty quickly was Tom Quinn. Clongowes just being suffocated here at the moment. They protect that pill, most importantly. As Matthew Ruddy puts his hand up once again. Bit too long for the first time from Murphy. Fitzgerald chopped at the ankles. Here come the heavies doing the dirty work. Ben Merry tirelessly working, trying to make a bust and crack open this Clongo defence. Or Belvedere. Ryan, great ball right along the line to his winger in Gordon Byrne. Gets it away to his outside centre in Dylan Lord. And that's better from Belvedere. There is a bit of class about them out wide.
Absolutely. I mean, it all started with a stunning take from Andre Ryan from a high ball, which got them back. Finn Byrne tried to poke the ball into the corner twice. They managed to get the ball back, and it was Hugh Fitzgerald's work, his ability to run the ball back, make some meters that got them, if you like, outside the Clongowes cover. And a high tackle, I think it was, allows them now to kick that penalty into the, well, not quite the corner, maybe about 16, 17 metres from the Clongowes line.
It's now Belvedere's turn to get their tails up. Again, the front option is used. Killian McCann and McCarthy working in that 2-ball, and then the whole Belvedere pack start to drive, and they have the hand out and the advantage, so it is a free play. Matthew Doyle, when will he decide? Now he will, as Ryan could see what he was at. The Clongowes will be pulled back from the breakaway, and the pressure is mounting on Clongowes Wood.
Yeah, you feel that Belvedere need to get something from this. They've had a few opportunities now in the Clongowes 22, all from lineouts, and they need to get some return on the scoreboard. I think Andrew Cole, the referee, had a word there with Clongowes about transgressing, because it's 3 or 4 penalties down here that they've conceded.
Just fourth year is McCarthy. He's standing up to the occasion, as is Killian McCann. And they do get on the right side of Clongowes. The referee says once, but it's still moving forward.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's inevitable. The ball's on the floor. He takes his time, Andrew Cole, but he gets the right decision. And a good riposte from Belvedere College.
Absolutely a great Killian McCann with the line out take, a great switch move to move the ball round to the front, a switch on the drive, and then it was just patience and leg drive that got them the opportunity. And I can't see, not 100% sure who scored.
Yeah, it was plenty of bodies, but that doesn't matter. They won't be caring who scored as long as the clock says 5 or the scoreboard.
Well, we had spoken about that Belvedere needed to score, and they have. And that'll be a huge relief to the team. And also it'll be a fill-up, if you like, 4 minutes, 3 minutes before half-time. And having played into what is a wind, a strongish wind.
So their talisman and vice-captain will have his first shot of the day at the uprights. Certainly give it plenty of welly, but just went to the left and flag stayed down. Has had plenty of happy memories on this pitch. Andre ran last year in the Under-18 Festival. Ireland winning 2 games and him scoring tries against Wales. But you can see how good he is. Even there, he knows he's going to get tackled, but he tries to swip it on and change the point of attack. Yeah,
no, most of his touches in this game have been first class. The high point, obviously, his aerial work, and that, if you like, gave Belvedere the field position from which they kicked 2 penalties into the corner. He's been impressive. Belvedere would like to see more of him, if you like, get him on the ball a little bit more. For Clongowes, that's a bit of a body blow.
Murphy in the backfield. Keane. We've seen the kick already from Adams. And again, he happy to find touch. Probably would expect his winger to be up a wee bit more quicker, but still good use of the vision.
Yeah, I think the angle that he got in the kick was probably slightly off. He would have liked it to travel a little bit further forward. But again, they're in the right side of the right half of the pitch, but they're about 30 metres out from the Belvedere line. They'll take that.
It's a swirling wind. It starts to change direction. Nightmare for the players down there, and considering with it, the skill level's been quite impressive so far. McCarthy, McCann. The powerhouse and running style comes on the short line. Byrne, not his best strike, but he'll not be too concerned as the touch finder is well and truly made.
No, good. Very effective from Finn Byrne. not as low as he probably meant, I'd suggest, but it's worked out very well.
Caden McLaughlin there, first time in the Senior Cup. And he's making inroads there in the head guard.
Yep, very much so. I think, if you look at the balance the first half an hour of the game, you would say that Clongowes got their scores a little bit easier. They played some very smart rugby to get them, and Belvedere had position and possession, if you like, and eventually got the reward for that.
Murphy. And they go off the top. Crane the bulldozing. Ross Doyle. Looks quite slight, but punches hard. Yep. What a work. That's straight off the training paddock. McDonald flicks it up off the ground, and the continuity's outstanding. Dermot Collins has any good 7 on the shoulder. Murphy switches the play. Clongowes just creep into the Belvedere 22. Murphy looking for a trail runner. Referee says play on. And Luke Murda weaves his way forward. Nimble feet for a big man. McDonald flips it back inside.
Yeah. Penalty advantage here. No, he's just gone with the knock on.
Haven't seen that yet, but the kick over the top from Murphy,
Lovely.
That's really good.
Oh, first class, I must say. And you're right, training ground, beautifully executed.
That would have been
They're the ones that you hope come off in a match.
Yeah, it would have been spoken about, no doubt, all week from Matthew Wright, John O'Donoghue, and their new director of rugby, Kieran Hurl. Where's the space and how do we get into it?
Yeah. Very much so. We're going to have a stoppage in play, I think. There's an injury to Killian McCann, who's going to be attended to. Yeah, I think both teams will be reasonably happy. Clongowes will be happy with the way they started the game. They'll be disappointed that they conceded the try they did. And Belvedere will be heartened by the fact that, having been thwarted on 2 or 3 occasions, they did get the try that their play merited. So the game is finally balanced, that's for sure, as we head towards half-time.
A few tired bodies out there. Killian McCann just getting strapped up. He's actually had a very good opening half an hour, McCann.
He's been excellent. He has been their main line-out, go-to man in the line-out. He's done a very, very good job in that respect. And he's been lively around the pitch. I think that both teams, they were starting to see a little bit of evidence of Clongowes going wider with their, if you like, with their attacking gambits later on. The latter part of the half, Belvedere are pretty happy to truck it up with some of their bigger carriers. In particular, Ben Merry has been very effective in that respect.
McCann was actually a big footballer before coming to the school, and then tried his hand at rugby. Now he gets days like this. It's actually interesting, their games master, Conor Walsh, he won a cup in 2017, which is great from him, but also to put all his experience out there onto the team, outside of the actual coaching staff, be great for the players.
Absolutely. Well, it all adds into the mix of what you're trying to do. You're explaining to the players, they can see that the school has been successful. They have somebody who's been part of that success, and any wisdom, coaching, if you're away from the rugby side of things, the mental preparation, everything that he would bring to that and bring to the players this year will be invaluable. It's good to see so many worried faces in the crowd. Now we've a close-up of some kind of parents who are hugely engaged in what's going on.
Of course, the rugby keeps coming all week. These first round of matches. Tomorrow it's St Michael's against Castleknock, and then rugby right throughout the week, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
Get yourself down here to watch, or even in the stream, which is brilliant on Videos on the Net.
Yeah, very much so. You're guaranteed to see some good rugby. And some stars in the future. That's the other thing. This is where this year's cup competition might throw up a Leinster or an Irish international of the future. Or several.
The man from Durrow, Murphy, gets the feed, and then trail runners everywhere, but Strickland very much put back in his box, but his team still have it. And round the corner, look, Murda gets him on the front foot. Murphy has to dig deep. Bodies all over. And Alex Clark, not sure how he got that turnover, but it doesn't matter because it was great work for the number 7.
Yeah, absolutely. A reminder for Clongowes that if you don't get your clear out, you don't get your breakdown right, then you're going to lose possession, and that was superb work from Belvedere. Spotted an opportunity. Alex Clark got over the ball and won the penalty.
Yeah, another junior cup captain, and only fourth year, two of the back row, fourth years, and they're going to be great in the next couple of years.
Absolutely. It's remarkable when you think that they've 2 more years at this level, and having, if you like, an influence on the game in the way in which they are at that age.
Yeah, involved in the Leinster under-17 development squad as well, so obviously being noticed is Alex Clark. If he keeps doing work on the floor like that, it'll only increase. McCarthy, good competition.
Yeah.
Caden McLaughlin just couldn't hold on to it. Just knocked forward. And there you go, a very tight first half. It's Andrew Cole, blows his whistle. Clongowes flying, but then Belvedere into the wind coming back, and 10-5, but still very much anyone's game.
Yeah, very, very finely poised contest. I think both sides, I think both coaches, Phil Werahiko and Matthew Wright, will focus on the breakdown work of their respective teams. They have allowed their opponents to get in. Both of them have conceded penalties and lost opportunities because they've had balls either pilfered or penalty turnovers at the breakdown. I think that's a key area in the second half. Obviously, Clongowes going to have to play a little bit more rugby. Belvedere can get easier field position if they use the wind intelligently. It doesn't guarantee anything, but certainly if you're going into the respective changing rooms, there'd be satisfaction in both.
Well, still very much anyone's game, but Clongowes just sneaking it at the moment. 10 points to 5 at Energia Park. Second half coming up shortly. What sort of worked out there points-wise, John? Hard question to answer, I know, but in your eyes, is it enough from Clongowes? Probably not.
No, I think it's how you use it. So the wind is obviously can be a very significant factor if you use it well, and the challenge for Belvedere in this half is to use the wind intelligently. You can get easy possession and territory if your kicking game is good enough, but you can't just kick willy-nilly, because we all know you can kick it 50 metres with the wind, it goes over the dead ball line, and you find yourself back where you kick the ball. So there has to be accuracy and precision in what they're doing. And like I said, I think both teams have to look at their breakdown work. I think whichever team, if you like, tidies up their game a little bit in the second half will win.
So, a place in the quarterfinals awaits these two. Who will be there in 35 minutes or so's time? Who knows is the answer. But after a few admin issues, it will be Clongowes, and the man who had a pretty good 35 minutes, McDonald. He just ponders his thoughts before he puts his right boot on this. Referee is happy, so is the crowd and the officials. McDonald puts boot the ball. Pretty good restart. Well captured by Belvedere. Matthew Doyle starts to play his cards, and he'll hoist this one. Don't look to be any changes at the moment. We'll fill you in if that happens. Coming on to that was Strickland, keeping his eye on the prize, but sloppy ball off the base. But McDonald tidies up the pieces, and the pack are helping their first receiver out. And straight away, he's been very quick at that. Andrew Cole about the rolling away, and Ben Merry giving his marching orders.
Yeah, no doubt about that. He got trapped. He got trapped on the wrong side there, and there was no way the Clongowes were letting him out. So penalty was the right decision. It'll be interesting. Clongowes dropped a couple of players back for that box kick, and Belvedere will need to have a look in terms of their kicking game to see whether Clongowes, it might be an opportunity to play the ball if Clongowes drop 2 or 3 players back into the backfield. And it'll be interesting to see whether Belvedere pick up on this and decide to move the ball rather than just kick it.
McDonald finds a good touch into the wind. His brother also involved still in rugby, playing actually at old Belvedere in the AL. Certainly was anyway, so a few rivalries going on. And Smith this time. Back row to back row. Collins, a real star. McDonald, dummy runners everywhere. And where's Strickland going? Back into traffic. Got to fight pretty hard to get the ground. Coach will be happy. He did exactly that, the left winger. McDonald skips himself and goes on his own. He's weaving straight through. Out the back door. Wonder from McDonald. Still here are Clongowes. What a start to the second half. Inches short now. Just need composure. Go for the pick and jam. Back to the front row. Cole looking closely. Dynamism, and the score comes. And the lead is increased. All starting from Callum McDonald.
Wonderful bit of play by Callum McDonald. Dummied to pass, took it on himself, broke the initial tackle, stayed in possession, angled his run, timed his offload perfectly, got his team to within 4 or 5 metres 2 phases later, and finished off with a try. That is a huge moment.
Again, about 8 bodies there, but I'm going to say Luke Murdo was pretty close.
I'm not going to argue with you.
It's curving in, but just doesn't come enough, and stays at 15-5 as he gets the crowd going, and he's full of confidence at number 10.
Well, he's every right to turn to the crowd after a kind of, if you like, a virtuoso break like that. That's what Clongowes would have dreamt about at half-time, or sorry, would have hoped for, not dreamt about, would have hoped for at half-time, to strike quickly in the second half. They've re-established that 10-point advantage, and a bit of a sucker punch for Belvedere.
No doubt he was taught that on the back pitch at Rondebosch High School. Callum MacDonald. There you go, coach's nightmare. The score isn't done till the exit is complete.
How many times as a commentator do you talk about, you know, and coaches say about the importance of securing the kickoff and getting, you know, doing the basics right? And unfortunately for Clongowes, they didn't do that, and Belvedere have a golden opportunity now.
Yeah, a 10-point game, but that can change pretty quickly. As Doyle looks up to Byrne and says, it may well be your ball, but we'll see what happens from this scrum. Straight to ground, and we have a second option and a second take at the set piece. Been some humdingers between these two in the cup back in 2015. Semi-final, Belvedere winning 27-26. Clongowes with a massive fight back that day, but wasn't enough. But these two seem to bring out the best in each other. Locked and loaded are Belvedere, and Doyle gives it to the main man in Andre Ryan. Talk about go forward. And then a big tackle on Goslin. They still have it. Lycett doesn't stop working. In behind, Byrne to his outside centre. In Lord, MacDonald looking to encroach. He actually kept the Clongowes. Their defence was very firm there, but it was a high tackle, seems to be.
Huge tackle by Dermot Collins on Harry Goslin there. Stopped him in his tracks with momentum when the Belvedere number 8 came onto the ball at speed. But yeah, definitely Andrew Cole was right. It was a high tackle, and Belvedere get another opportunity to launch another attack, this time from a line out as opposed to the scrum. Great carry as well from Andre Ryan, as you would expect. Took out 2 or 3 tacklers.
Yeah, he's just upping the gears, is Ryan. He continues to show his calibre. Already seen a try so far from the maul in the first half from Belvedere. Can they repeat it? A bit of a trick play. Doesn't work initially. In behind, Ben Merry makes the initial bust. And Doyle thought about going one way, but fed it over. And there probably is space out wide. Good speed, but Clongowes still working on the floor. Ooh. Ross Adams, but again, too eager and overzealous. A few words there to the captain and Lycett, and he wants them in.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what that is for. I'm possibly offside. Andrew Cole certainly warned the Clongowes captain, Conor Lycett, that he won't tolerate another transgression here inside the 22. That's Belvedere going to the corner again, and they'll have no doubt have a different line-out variation to the one they used the last time, which was to get Harry Goslin around the front of the line-out.
Will it be another trick play or just industrious and straight down and maul? First things first, need to hit their man, and Belvedere do that through McCarthy, and then the steam rolling, and the gears are going from 3 to 4, getting closer and closer. Gosling waits.
Yeah.
And they're over. The powerhouse, the number 8. Great effort from him, and the game ebbs and flows.
Yeah, there was good composure there from Belvedere because the line-out maul sundered a little bit, splintered a little bit. But Harry Gosling showed great strength to force his way over. I think Clongowes will be a little bit disappointed, having initially done well to disrupt the maul. But Belvedere stayed composed and were able to score the try. I think that's 3 tries now from line-out maul, so neither side has found a way to stop the other side that much in the game from that aspect.
Yeah, from Swords is Gosling. Started out at Swords Community College and then they made the move to the big school in Belvedere. Can Ryan knock it down to a 3-point game? Perfect from him. 7 points, and it's just nip and tuck.
Well, both teams have fired a shot in the second half, both scoring tries. And as we suspected, the game is is very finely balanced. And
4 tries in total, 3 from mauls. It's been entertaining, and that's what it's all about. Murphy says to Keane, the tried and tested, go on, try your luck and chance your arm. MacDonald. Matthew Smith may well have been. Lovely. Strickland. He's a bit cold in that wing, and that's a couple of times in the second half he's come in the field. I think the Clongowes man needs to get out of there for his own team. MacDonald again seems to just glide through. Dermot Collins just plays off the outside half shoulder. And a swivel and turn from Ross Doyle. And if the hands were better, I think there was more areas to attack for Clongowes.
definitely, Callum MacDonald again, another lovely half break. You're looking at him, and he's definitely a catalyst for everything that Clongowes are doing well in attack. He just, on a little bit of an error, Ross Adams snatched at the ball there. But yeah, Clongowes are dangerous if they get players running off Callum MacDonald, because Callum MacDonald is challenging Belvedere on the gain line and creating space and opportunities for his teammates.
It was actually Ruddy a couple of phases ago, was trying to be the battering ram. Now he's back into this scrum.
I've been very impressed with Thomas Strickland as well. I think he's done extremely well, working hard off his wing, very good footwork.
Thought about out the back play, did Lord, and maybe he should have used it, because they've conceded a penalty. Yes, 40 metres out, but under their own sticks.
Yeah, superb from Ross Doyle there, got over the ball and forced the penalty turnover.
Interesting, it looks to be the man who made the turnover, Ross Doyle, will have a shot. He's obviously got a bigger boot than MacDonald. I thought MacDonald was large enough, the kicking style, but we'll see how Doyle fares here. Was involved with Leinster at inter-pro level in the wider squad. Certainly got the legs. And certainly straight and true.
Yeah, first class strike there. Lovely rhythm, didn't try and force it, and had plenty to spare. Yeah, that's important for Clongowes. It's a good response to conceding the try, and they'll need more. They'll need more, I would suspect, to hold off Belvedere.
Yeah, they've taken their 3 points well. MacDonald did it in the opening 35 minutes, and then Doyle has done it himself. Captain's had enough, and Ryan McCann, bone-crushing tackle as he looks to counter again, but he comes to his senses. Murphy not using the touchline. Fitzgerald, away he goes on his bike. Well tackled from Lysett. McDonald seems to do everything, but in the side. They maybe need to just rein it back a wee bit, Clongowes.
Yeah, a little bit more composure there. Callum MacDonald was never going to get away with that coming around the side, and Andrew Doyle has penalised him for it. Sometimes you just have to know what battles you can win, and sometimes you just need to step off. This gives Belvedere another opportunity. They go to the corner, and like we were talking about earlier on, Stuart, neither side is particularly good at defending the line-out mauls.
Yeah, it's been a weapon for both sides. The man who converted from a back row to number 2. And Marcus McCarthy goes again. Very much got his arrows in. And he joins the fray. He's hanging on to it with the right hand. As McCann and the troops regather, and then McCarthy says, I'll go out on my own and have a bit of a gallop. Here's Ben Merry, one of the top carriers all afternoon. Ready had a try, has Gosling, eager for a second. Byrne. Good work again. And Strickland, the beneficiary. And here's Doyle. How he kept that alive. Straight out of the top drawer of skill level. It's a big win for Clongowes. And now they're starting to play a bit of duet. Murphy. McDonald. There's the big shoulders of Ross Doyle and the big boot. It's a 60-metre gain. And tell you what, from minute 1 in the wider channels from 12 and 13, Clongowes have dominated that space.
They have, very much so. The two Rosses, Doyle and Adams, have done very well. They've posed a threat for them. Andre Ryan for Belvedere has been very direct in his carrying and effective at times. But that was just a little error. Passing was a little bit laboured out wide. Led to a fumble, and Clongowes were very sharp to get themselves out of trouble. And a good decision to put boot to ball there, which gives them, which pushes Belvedere back inside their own half.
A fine hurler is Ross Doyle as well. Seems to be a man that can put himself to every sport. And the tide is just turning. Not like Marcus McCarthy, I should say. Just not straight. And Clongowes have a good attacking weapon from here.
Yeah, I think it's just not compounding one error with another. A handling error over the far side allowed Clongowes to escape. And now they're down here, and obviously the line-out turnover gives them a scrum about 30 metres from the Belvedere line. Clongowes we get an opportunity to see what sort of strike move Clongowes have from here. Whether they're going to go with a back row move, or whether they're just going to go try something with involving the two centres who've been very effective.
Murphy.
Yeah.
Actually opened up space there. He maybe could have done the dummy.
Yep.
He was probably in shock that the space just opened up, and then the pass was already away.
If Ross Doyle had held on to that ball, you were quite right, he was through a gap. Disappointed with the handling error. Pass was slightly unsympathetic as well. Yeah, another opportunity for Clongowes that they'll be disappointed with that outcome.
Still a one-score game. Fascinating here at Energia Park. All to play for, 18 minutes to go. Looks to be a sub. Not quite yet, just warming up. They'll have to wait their turn. As Matthew Doyle regathers his thoughts. One of two vice captains in this side, Doyle, as well as Ryan, building that leadership group at the school. No messing about from Finn Byrne. Keane, all the space in the world, even the bounce. getting the momentum. Belvo have it though. He's not only scoring tries as Harry Gosling, he's doing the dirty work.
Yeah, superb work for Harry Gosling, and Alex Clark in tandem there. Again, I mean, we've spoken about this 3 or 4 times in the match, the breakdown work from both teams. They're allowing opportunities for the opposition team. Clongowes needed to be better there in terms of clearing out, and they allowed Belvedere the opportunity to get over the ball, and Belvedere forced the penalty. Superb work from the 2 back rows.
Round of applause there. I think Callum McKinley and also Callum Fitzgerald, if I make it 19 and 20, have come on for the last 15 minutes and told to make an impact. McKinley from Castleknock and Fitzgerald from Ashbourne in County Meath. Both in the loose forward trio. Making a straight impact. Fitzgerald breaks clear. Gosling looking for a soft shoulder. And the meat from McCann, pumping the legs, and Byrne gives it back to Gosling. Still there, but the last pass has just let them down.
That looked very, very promising from Belvedere. Nice switch of direction, good carrying, hard carrying, particularly from Ryan McCann initially, and then switching back against the grain. Belvedere are now starting to make wholesale changes to that starting pack.
McCann, one of 3, of course, his brother today playing, but also the younger brother Ronan, number 8 for the junior team. Dinners, what they talk about at Christmas dinner, all rugby, I'd say.
It's interesting to see they've replaced both flankers, so there should be plenty of energy coming from the Belvedere bench, and obviously one of the props as well. I think we're looking at
Doyle skips over the advantage line. Surrounded by bodies, but he doesn't seem to care. Murphy into the swirling wind. Fitzgerald commands it, chucks a dummy. One of his best bits of play, Hugh Fitzgerald. Another man in the St Bridget's GAA. Castleknock field as a youngster. Looked to be McKinley. Here's the skipper. Once again, the presence is coming from him. But the mistakes continue from Belvedere. And Clongo give it straight back as Lord cuts away. Or I should say it was the fullback, Fitzgerald. And then Gordon Barr still trying to open up gaps in this short side, or Belvedere. Doyle and de Gosling having a bit of fun out there. First receiver is Byrne. Passing it on. Then Doyle trying something a wee bit extra. Fitzgerald back in the channels, and then McDermott. McKinley and Fitzgerald doing exactly what the coach would have wanted. Byrne with the cutout ball. And what feet! And he's going to be in! A jack in the box! Gordon Barr with a solo effort, and how about it?
Yeah, it was a product of some superb carrying by the forwards. They made the gain line every time, broke gain lines every time. Very, very good carrying. A lovely cutout pass from Finn Byrne, and wonderful feed from Gordon Barr.
The school head boy. How about it? Cracking effort from him. Well liked across the school, and he's doing his talking on the pitch.
Yeah, he certainly took a leadership role there. Just great finish, lovely feet, and good acceleration to get away. But it was the product of some excellent play. The continuity was very good. Belvedere started to win the collisions, and having done that, that allowed them to get quick ruck ball. And from quick ruck ball, they forced the opportunity out wide. Good choice as well from Finn Byrne at half. Lovely pass.
Ryan, for the first time in the match, get his team in front. Loves the big stage, does Andre Ryan. That's something else. from the number 12. Nothing else to say with that strike.
No, pretty tidy. I mean, that's definitely the cherry on top when it comes to place kicks. Wonderful strike, never going anywhere else. I see Clongowes have now reacted and made 3 or 4 changes by the looks of it.
So, a 1-point game, just over 10 minutes to go. As the temperature continues to rise. What an advertisement. First round of this Leinster Schools. And if all the other games are like this, we're in for a treat this week. Pretty nifty flick on pass from Fitzgerald. And then Tom Quinn. Hasn't had too much space today, Quinn. Walloped into touch.
I've been very impressed with the work of Belvedere fullback Hugh Fitzgerald. I think he's been a threat every time he's got the ball. His footwork is very good. He's got presence, physical presence, and his decision making has been excellent too.
May well be that Belvedere number 10 and Finn Byrne. Just getting looked after there as he is in the floor here. In the middle of the pitch. So hopefully he'll get back up to his feet pretty quickly.
The one thing that you would say as well from a Clongowes perspective here is that they can't afford to just kick the ball away. They have to kick with a purpose. Prior to the try scored by Gordon Barr, twice Clongowes turned over the ball and twice they kicked it away. They've got to see where the space is on the pitch. They just can't lump it down the pitch because it's giving possession back to Belvedere, and Belvedere punished them. They didn't get it back after the second occasion. And I think Clongowes will just have to have a little bit of courage now to play with the ball when they get turnover ball in particular.
Some fresh faces for Matthew Wright's troops. Donegal-born James Boyle on, as is Simon Kelly, 5th year. Brother Alex was captain. A well-earned rest for those two men. For Clongowes getting a good clap. They'll be hoping they can watch on and see their team do the business. Change at 9 as well. Rossa Williams. Shuddering hit. It's actually 9 from Matthew Doyle. Williams. McDonald pins the ears back. The door shut at the moment. First time for Boyle. It's Matthew Smith. Still tries to keep it going as the kick comes in behind. And you talked about this man, Fitzgerald. Clongowes looking to compete. Referee is happy the ball's there.
Yeah.
Good to see Finn Byrne back up. Williams covering every blade of grass. Now it's time for Keane. Doesn't want to get isolated there. Gosling well cleared out. Had to be. Williams under all sorts of pressure. McCann makes the hit and back up. Not his greatest delivery from the substitute 9. And Belvedere looking to get on top of this. Somehow still with Clongowes Wood. These are pivotal moments in this game. 1 point down on their own try line. Good bit of crawling there from Matthew Ruddy. Williams needs to take a couple of deep breaths and get it off this pitch. And from a very poor pass, that's a really good kick.
Yeah, no, they've escaped there. A couple of self-inflicted wounds in terms of mistakes, some decision-making issues that you would say, weren't great choices. And Belvedere are starting to bring plenty of aggression in the tackle, and their breakdown work is good. Having said that, I thought that Andrew Cole should have penalised Belvedere about 5 phases ago when play was on the halfway line. I thought that the Clongowes player got a lift on the ball, and they were unlucky not to get a penalty at that stage. But yeah, they're in trouble here.
Another fourth year on for Belvedere and Connor Quinn. Fine shot putter as well. But he won't get a chance to add his ballast as the line out's not straight. It's now or never for Clongowes. May have to keep it in hand and go the distance.
Yeah, I mean, it's very difficult. They're playing into the strong wind, but they've got to start. They've got to try and play their way out of here. I don't think if they handball back to Hugh Fitzgerald, the Belvedere fullback, he has hurt them every time he's got the ball.
What have Clongowes got left? They've done the first part right with the scrum. Those sub-props, they've added plenty of impact.
Yep, very much so. You feel that we're now reaching a stage of the game where it will take something special from Clongowes to try and rescue this match. I know there's only a point in it, but they've struggled to get any sort of field position in the Belvedere half in the second half.
May come down to the likes of Callum MacDonald or Ross Adams or Ross Doyle. They seem to be the men to beat the Belvedere defensive line so far today. Here's MacDonald. Good tackle once again from Matthew Doyle. But then a bit of broken field running. Dermot Collins. Not sure what he has for breakfast, but he doesn't stop.
Yeah, he's been superb. Full of energy, making a lot of tackles, and had a presence at the breakdown. That run in particular helped his team out. Thought he might get a little bit more advantage.
Charlie Lyons on for his cup debut at scrum half. Matthew Doyle. He's been a big part of this Belvedere team for the last couple of months and done a fine job this afternoon. Did young Doyle. Williams banged out in the full. Yes, it was the right opportunity and probably the right option, but the execution poor.
Yeah, just under pressure all the time, trying to get the ball away from out of their own half. And like I said, you just have to have the courage to play with the ball now. There's 4 minutes left in the match at this stage. We're looking at, or thereabouts, 5 minutes maybe. They're going to have to go from distance if they're going to rescue this match.
Replacement hooker and Patrick McGrath just goes over the head of the intended recipient. And Clongowes get another chance. Very scrappy. And Gosling says, "Follow me." He takes complete control. Lyons, first bit of delivery for him. And he's got his runners where he wants them, pretty much on that advantage point. Bit of a low pass that time, but Fitzgerald responds. The Clongowes won't give up. So they're number 8 again.
Yeah, also Matthew Ruddy, I think, in over that ball. Very, very good defence, but again, you just feel that Clongowes have to go error-free now, Rugby. They can't afford many more turnovers here. They can't afford to kick the ball away. They've got to try and find a way to hang on to it, be patient, recycle, and work an opportunity.
Tom Byrne sneaking on the pitch. Born in the Cayman Islands, but his parents are Irish. He's a 6th year and he's got 3 minutes to put his name in lights if he can get the ball. Lycett. Collins, good flick inside to Doyle. Clongowes. Russell Williams thought about going right and then said, the space is left. MacDonald. Good strength from Ross Adams. MacDonald just wants to keep it in tight. Williams just scrapped. Killian McCann, absolute pest. Clongowes recycle. Lycett. Belvedere need to get out of there.
Oh, I was going to say, very lucky.
Doyle stepping in. Strickland. Time is running out as the tired bodies go on. The skills are letting them down.
Yeah, unlucky. Just a little touch of desperation, snatching at the ball. I thought again that Clongowes might have had a ruck penalty there. On another occasion probably would have had, but Belvedere have kind of ridden their luck. Lovely strike move from Clongowes. And again, there's kind of players that are centrally involved. Dermot Collins, Ross Doyle having a big hand in it, and also then Callum MacDonald.
Strickland, you talked about him earlier. His brother involved in the cup last year. Just a wee bit unlucky there. Byrne doing the sensible work. Keane, last chance saloon. Doesn't want to get caught there. Where's he going? MacDonald looked up and saw plenty of black and white shirts, but the gnarly out half somehow found space. Williams. Collins had to run onto that, and then the gap opened up for Luke Murtagh. Then it was shut. Not sure which way is Williams going. As Ross Doyle, the back of the hand's a real weapon. No one wants to keep the ball at this moment. Time for cool heads, and Ryan McCann was that man. McDermott into the traffic. It's Max Doyle. Two number ones going hammer and tongue. Into the last 10 seconds, I make it. Gosling takes the carry, and so does McDermott. Heavy breaths, and that could well be that if this ball finds the stands. And just like 2017 in the cup, Belvedere have beaten Clongowes Wood. Smash and grab, Andre Ryan the hero with that conversion from the touchline. But what a game of rugby. Full time, it's finished here at Angier Park. Clongowes Wood 18, Belvedere Nicket 19. Well, John, we can all take a breath.
Yeah, first of all, what a brilliant contest between two schools who gave everything. There was obviously just the 1 point at the end of the game, and you're right to single out Andre Ryan's kick. It was a wonderful kick in the conditions. Credit to both schools. They played, and we challenged Clongowes towards the end of the match to have the courage to play, and they did have the courage to play, and they tried, and they came close to making that definitive line break. But Belvedere scrambled very effectively, and there was just those micro moments in a game that allowed them to finish on the right side of the scoreline. I thought they had some outstanding players. I thought Hugh Fitzgerald at fullback was superb. Andre Ryan carried very well. Gordon Barr scored a great try. And the work of their pack was first class, led by number 8, Harry Gosling. I thought he was excellent. Killian McCann in the line-out. Ben Merry with a few carries. And also a word for Ross Doyle in particular on the losing Clongowes side. I thought he had a great game. Thomas Strickland showed some good touches. And Callum MacDonald at out half, another with a superb performance.
Well, there you have it. Clongowes heartbroken. Belvedere put themselves into the quarter-final. Talk about big moments. Andre Ryan certainly is a man for that. He'll be a happy man tonight. At full time in an absolute belter of a Leinster Schools Cup game. Clongowes Wood 18, Belvedere 19.